Hello people, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be sort of talking about three individual things. And well, the first one is to do with this iPad 1 that I got back at the end of July 2022. And I made a video about that. I think I made a video about a year later about it. But in recent times, as in about a few months ago, something quite big has happened relating to the iPad 1. Obviously, you can probably tell you what it is by the title. But they have got iOS 6 on here. Now, I say they because I can't remember who actually did it. But point is, someone's got iOS 6 on here. Obviously, I'll put it on screen. Well, it runs iOS 6. What can I tell you? It runs it pretty decently well. You can run stuff that was never intended to run, such as Geometry Dash Meltdown, which requires iOS 6. You know, if you were stuck on iOS 5, it wouldn't work. Go play it. But yeah, wow. I'm not going to do all of that because you get the point. And yeah, there's other games such as Crossy Road, which is even meant to run on iOS 6, but it runs on iOS 6 as well. So yeah, and then obviously you can run stuff, you know, like Flappy Bird as well. That's probably a more well-known example, obviously, of something that requires iOS 6. Wow. Now I think it's time to show you the second trick up its sleeve. So, a couple years ago, January 2024, I showed you a tweak called Tube Repairer. Well, in very recent times, as in I believe about a week ago, a new tweak has come out called Tube Replacer. Can you guess what it does? Of course, it makes YouTube work even more. By work even more, I'm talking you can log in. You can fucking log in. And there's a bunch of recommendations of videos, so on and so on. You know, I could watch this, for example.
Alright, what's going on, dudes, and welcome to a new Minecraft.
It works. I can watch videos. So I believe this works iOS 5 and onwards, but I might as well just show you it on here. So there you go. Now, that's all cool and all, but what about something even better? What about, well, better's debatable, but Reynard. Yes, you heard me. Reynard. What's Reynard? It is, well, I can probably show you here right now. It's modern Firefox for iOS 14 and above. So there's not much difference between modern Firefox and this WebKit, let's be real, but the example that I can think of on top of my head is on like an Acoma instance. Now there is some problems with this, but if I go here and scroll down, on the WebKit, on Safari or Firefox or so on, you have rendering issues. And yeah, this is called Reynard Browser. I've got the GitHub open right here, and yeah, it's got more modern WebKit. I should probably go on labyrinth.zone just to show you it. So if I go here, you can see it here actually. There's weird spaces around emojis, basically, sometimes. I think it's only custom emojis, but yeah. So yeah, it's a more modern web browser, which probably will be more useful in the future, let's be real, because iOS 15 and iOS 14, they're only nearing 5 and 6 years old, so it's not really a massive difference. At least I'm not doing this in a year, because that meme, although to be fair, I think that meme will be beyond dead by then, hopefully. Anyways, so yeah, those are the three little things I've got to show you. Hope you enjoyed this video, and see you whenever. Goodbye.